Hey, welcome to Ess-Fo. I got my backlight! The purpose of the backlight for YouTubers, of which I am one, is to sort of create this glow along the back of you.
Good and terrible.
Thank you. So, welcome back to Ess-Fo, YouTube's newest soapbox for, as Minor Threat put it, small man, big mouth. It didn't occur to me that the Ess-Fo moniker might pose a mystery to others. It's really just an abbreviation of my name, J-Lo style. Why not just the letter S plus Fo? Well, apparently that runs afoul of federal aviation guidelines. Besides, music for airports is the realm of one man and one man only. Yes, Brian Eno. Do you think Brian Eno was happy to go bald? Like one day he just thought, oh, thank God I don't have to do this anymore. I should probably watch my mouth. A judge in the United Kingdom recently ruled that calling a man bald was a form of sexual discrimination. The plaintiff in that case had been called a bald C-word at work. It's the C-word part to which he took no offense. Ah, England. He worked at a company that makes bungs. A bung is an awful word for what the rest of us call a plug or a stopper. If you use the word bung 3 times simultaneously in this country, you conjure this dreaded beast. This episode, we're going to be talking about a menagerie of artists, all, like Bung, with single-word monikers, and not much else in common apart from having released a great single this year. We'll be trekking out to Sydney, Australia for Bloods, to LA via Brooklyn for Lucius, back to Richmond, Virginia, aka Riva, for Artusha. But firstly, we will be headed over to Österreich, with HVOB from one of my favorite cities in Europe, Vienna, or Wien to my Deutschsprachig. Obviously, HVOB isn't a single word. It stands for Her Voice Over Boys. I don't think you'd really disqualify it, though. AC/DC is one word, right? Even though it means alternating current, direct current. Also, when I was a kid, people used to say that AC/DC stood for After Christ, Devils Came, and KISS stood for Kids in Satan's Service. So HVOB probably means something else. In the context of the Ukraine invasion, although I had heard the song before that madness began, Eyes Alive captures the chaos of an emergency. At first, it's leaden, it's cloudy, dreary city. You can hear car horns and sirens in the distance, but you can tell either something's gone wrong or something's about to go wrong. Anna Mueller sings delicately as if she's measuring her breath, like she's reciting instructions someone gave to her in case of emergency. It's gripping. It turns out she's looking back at a calamity. Her eyes can't close on a bad memory. The words say, no matter what is lost today, eyes alive. There's a persistent hi-hat, forever offering a glimpse of a potential breakthrough. However, it just gets wrapped around this really sinister bass line that then evolves into, remember Acid House? An Acid House break. The acid is bad. Don't eat the brown acid. The beat then disintegrates and the song turns into sort of snowy ash while the sirens continue. I've heard 2 other singles from HVOB's new album, and both paint the portrait of a dynamic, intriguing band. HVOB is highly recommended. Eyes Alive is astonishing. Links below. From Austria to Australia, from Amadeus to Akadaka, maybe the dingo ate your schnitzel. Bloods is a pop-punk trio with strong Kim Deal / Breeders appeal. Nothing if not energetic. This power trio packs a punch. Boss, which is in all caps because we're yelling, holds a steady line at about 200 beats per minute, and this is where we get into the intangibles of it. Obviously, music is not tangible. However, there isn't really anything going on in Boss that hasn't been done before. The lyrics are about self-empowerment, not suffering fools, and honestly, this song would make a great theme song for a character in a movie or a TV show. It's just an exciting song. It makes people like me shit out contradictions. Professional but spontaneous, raw but refined, manly, yes, but I like it too. And before I forget, while digging into Bloods, I came across one of their singles from 2018 called Feelings that is also worth checking out. That's right, Ess-Fo bonus track, baby. Links are below. It turns out I am becoming accidental superfan number 1 of the Richmond, Virginia music scene. In the first episode of Ess-Fo, I hailed Matthew E. White's Genuine Hesitation, and now I'm going to tell you all about Artusha. Richmond has been incredibly fertile musically for a city that's synonymous with treason, and I don't know what else. What do y'all got in Richmond? I checked one travel site, and it said that Richmond is incredibly walkable. That's fantastic. Hot damn. Let's check the list here. Guar, Sparkle Horse, Carbon Leaf, Amy Mann, D'Angelo, Arto Lindsay, Municipal Waste, Alabama Thunder Pussy, spoiler alert, not from Alabama, Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, spoiler alert, not a Christian rock act. All of these have walked their asses off in Riva. Artusha has been downright stingy releasing music, just 4 songs on their plate since 2019. Death to Life, however, is a hypnotic beast. It's based on a circular riff that's either, I don't know how well you know guitars, it's either tapped or pulled off. And that part gets smashed in the face by these sledgehammer verses that draw from far beyond Driven era Pantera and early Korn. That then tumbles into a System of a Down dueling vocalist sort of thing. I hear elements of Mastodon in it as well. I know these aren't the most modern references. I do still listen to metal. I think it's very important not to become the sort of person who says, throw on something heavy. You got any Muse? Links are below. For our next guest, this may be the one and only time that Ess-Fo and the Ellen Degeneresland show run parallel or they intersect, whatever. I know she's off the air now. I initially sought out a way to verify the pronunciation of this band's name because I had a sneaking suspicion that it was actually pronounced Lucius. Well, Miss Degeneres confirmed for me that it is actually pronounced Lucius. Lucius is probably a more popular artist than Ess-Fo should cover, based merely on the fact that their new record was produced by Brandi Carlile. However, I do carry a chip on my shoulder. One of my favorite records a couple years ago was called Synesthetica by a band called Radiation City, and this would have been on the 2016 version of Ess-Fo because it went nowhere. So I felt that loss so keenly that whenever I hear a Dua Lipa style bass line and images in my mind spring to life of Bond girls, then I'm hooked. What locked me into Next to Normal was a sort of Kylie Minogue disco effervescence. Everyone's wearing glitter makeup and sequins. If you like to dance while making dinner, my God, I am Ellen's target audience. You need this song now. Links are below. Next on Ellen, check back, like, subscribe. Before you leave, maybe leave a comment. I'd like to know something more about Richmond that is better than Guar, if there is such a thing. Thank you.